Hello everyone and welcome back to my Senate election prediction videos where I take a look at the Senate races going on across America in 2022 and give you my thoughts, predictions, and opinions on the race. And today we are looking at the Old Line State, Maryland, a seat currently held by the Democratic Party and Senator Chris Van Hollen. Van Hollen is in his first term. In 2016, Van Hollen won an open Senate seat with 25% of the vote. That was his margin of victory. In 2016, Hillary Clinton's margin of victory in the state of Maryland was 26%. In 2020, Joe Biden increased the margin of victory, and his margin of victory was 33%. So a 6% increase for Biden in his margin of victory in 2020 to Hillary Clinton's in 2016. But still an impressive win for the Democratic Party in the state of Maryland. The Democratic nominee is the incumbent, of course, Chris Van Hollen. He easily defeated one single primary challenger. Prior to being elected to the Senate in 2016, Van Hollen served for 14 years in the United States House of Representatives, and prior to that served for 12 years in the Maryland legislature. While in the House of Representatives, Van Hollen rose quickly to the ranks and became chair of a Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. And he has held numerous leadership roles in the Democratic Party in the House. So when the Senate seat in Maryland came open, it was very obvious that he would run, and he did, and he won. And is now firmly ensconced and a very young member as well. His opponent is Chris Chaffee. He is the Republican nominee. Mr. Chaffee is a home builder who has never held elected office, and he won a very crowded primary field. A bunch of other candidates who had never held elected office either. So with a crowded primary field and relatively unknown candidates, the percentage of the vote he got was quite low. So it made his task even more difficult in a Democratic state. One reason that the a race attracted so many candidates was the incumbent term-limited Republican governor Larry Hogan decided not to seek the Senate race even after Mitch McConnell and every other member of the Republican leadership team reached out to him multiple times urging him to run. I think if you follow politics, it's pretty clear that Larry Hogan is not going to be selling off into vacation in 2023 and 2024. He's running for something, but it's not going to be the United States Senate. He has his eyes on a higher office, most likely. But if you take a look at the ballots cast in the two-party primaries, 72% of the ballots cast were in the Democratic primary, and 27% were cast in Republican primaries. Even though Republicans have held the governorship in Maryland for the past 8 years, there has been a Democratic majority in both houses of the state legislature, a supermajority. Both senators have been Democrats for a long time, and there has only been a single member of the House delegation for as far as I can remember. This is an easy race to call. Maryland, as I said, Joe Biden won the state by 33%. That was his margin of victory. Van Hollen's margin of victory in his first race was 25%. Chris Van Hollen's going to be reelected to a second term. In fact, I believe he'll probably have a larger margin of victory this time. So Yeah. Chris Van Hollen will be re-elected and serve a second term, and this will be a hold for the Democratic Party.